is approximately 9:03 a.m. in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and we're broadcasting live to you from the Greater Toronto Area of Ontario, Canada. And on Cook for Fun TV, we are making in our kitchen a viewer's request of Matzo-crusted chicken. We're also going to have a treat and make mango lassi. So let's get started. First of all, happy Sunday, happy Easter, and happy Passover, and happy Visaki. Okay. We are making our lassi today, which is like a smoothie drink instead of using yogurt, we're using kefir. What is kefir? Kefir is similar to a yogurt. It's also a probiotic drink, and it's also made by cultivating milk in a specific method. And what's very interesting about this dairy product is that you require a donor to give you the starter grains. Good morning, Gunsmith Cat. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. It is around, I believe, 6 a.m. in the Pacific Standard Time Zone. Very early morning to you, and thanks so much for tuning in. Yeah, and I'm just going to, I've added something to our menu. I've added mango lassi using kefir instead of yogurt, and I'm just showcasing what kefir is. Okay, so look at these. They're not that, they're quite interesting looking. They look like little cauliflower or little brains. What these are kefir grains. They are like little jello bubbles, and in order to make this yogurt product, you need to have a donor to give you probably only 1 teaspoon of this, but I have a lot that have just grown over time. It tends to grow. I don't know what that word is, but propagate. When you keep feeding it. So I'm going to add milk to it. I'm just going to cover it. Okay, I'm just going to cover it because I do want it to turn into kefir by the time the show is over. So by just filling it and covering it up, I think we should get a nice thick mixture. And what happens is these grains combined with milk and placed in a cool area in approximately room temperature or higher, but not too warm, as it will just grow out of control that way, will cause the milk to thicken. I believe in the Turkish culture, the word for kefir, I don't know if the word is kefir, but the actual word to describe this yogurt product is milk thickening. So this is a way to thicken your milk in that culture, and this will create a yogurt-like product. Great. You think it looks tasty, Gunsmith? It is edible, but people normally don't eat it. They preserve it for cultivating more and more kefir. So we will just put this off to the side, okay? And we'll ignore it because when you look at it, nothing happens. You have to wait. And I'm gonna put the milk away. And one thing interesting is, so in Canada, our staple milk is purchased in bags, okay? We buy a bag of milk bags. So one of these bags would contain 3 of these milk bags, and that's equivalent to 4 liters. Liters and quarts are not too different, so they are different, but if you want to approximate and you're tuning in from the US, a quart and liter are not too off, so approximately 4 quarts. And yeah, they come in bags, and we put them in pitchers like this. So I was watching another streamer's show, and somebody mentioned this, and the person didn't understand because it's quite peculiar to Canada. I mean, we do have milk cartons too. This is my chocolate milk. But yeah, so, and it's going to come up in the show because I'm going to use a bag for the next menu item. So let me put this back in the fridge. Great. Yeah, so I have cousins in Kansas, and they came to visit us in Toronto, and we were having cereal for breakfast, and when they saw the milk pitcher with a bag in it, they were just blown away. They're like, milk in bags? I think in a lot of countries, the milk comes in cartons or in jugs, so the bag is cool. It's very common. It's pretty much the way you buy milk in Canada if you're buying a portion for your family. If you want the best value, you buy it in that format. Okay, so while we have that kefir cultivating to the side, today's stream is a viewer request stream. We're making matzo-crusted chicken. It is sometimes also known as a chicken schnitzel. I have, it's been mentioned in another show of mine where I featured schnitzel, that some viewers can't eat pork. So this would be a great substitute for those who can't eat pork. And also, right now is Passover. People of the Jewish religion are observing Passover, and rather than coating their meat with bread, they can't do that. They coat it with matzo. They can't do that because bread contains yeast, and this type of bread does not contain yeast. So this is what is often enjoyed during the Passover time. Great. So this is matzo bread. Okay. And it says here, kosher for Passover. Okay. And to me, it looks more like a cracker. I've never had this before. I've never made this dish, but the technique is similar to making schnitzel. So this is a great substitute. If you can't have bread and you can't have pork. Hi. Good morning, Almaria. How are you? Yeah. No problem. And thanks for answering the question, Gunsmith. The pink box with the dish in it. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, the menu box. Great. So I'm going to take a couple of these matzo bread pieces and crush them up so that we have a nice coating or crust for the chicken. Okay. And I believe you can make this yourself if you don't have it. Or you might be able to substitute with cracker as well, because I think the texture is very much like cracker. I'm going to rip it so you can get a sense of that. Yeah. So it's a lot like soda cracker, except that there's no salt. So it is quite a healthy alternative to soda cracker. I would think that though, cracker would be more economical version. Matzo bread is specifically found in the kosher section of supermarkets, and I think specialty products tend to be priced at a premium, so that's just a little note. Okay. Okay. And it the taste is not too off from bread, so I'm just going to crush that up. There is definitely a toasty taste to it. You can see that there are some toasted edges, so it's got that kind of burnt toasted taste to it compared to breadcrumb. Okay, so that doesn't make very much, so I'm going to add this to it as well. Okay. And how's the weather where you're tuning in from? It's finally mid-April, and in at least in Canada, I think everyone's been waiting a long time for the weather to improve, to warm up. Yeah, this morning I delivered breakfast to my parents. My parents live a couple of homes away from me, so it's very, very convenient. We had dinner with them, and this morning, actually, I was looking for this shirt, this bunny shirt that I'm wearing, and I couldn't find it at home, so I thought maybe it's at my parents' place. And so I went over to their place this morning, but I thought, well, I'm cooking some breakfast to make sure that Mr. Cook for Fun is fed before the show, since he doesn't make any guest appearances. He doesn't walk in the line of camera sight, if that's an expression, the line of camera sight, in the path of the camera, and so made sure he was fed before the show started, and I just made some extra and brought some over to my parents. Yeah. Why did I mention that? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, and I noticed the weather was so good I didn't have to put on a jacket. I've had to wear a jacket probably since September, since mid-September. It's been cold. Yeah, so finally we're getting some good weather. Oh, okay. So we have rainy weather. Okay, the West Coast is raining. Okay, rainy. Okay, yeah. And do people wear rain boots? We get rainy weather here. We had it on and off one day last week. It rained, then the sun would come out and everything would dry up, and then it would rain again. And it doesn't seem so bad when that happens. But I think that in cities where people get around by foot, bike, or public transit mostly, then you have to be more prepared. I'm in a suburb, so most of our mode of transportation involves being in a car. It's not inconvenient to get around by public transit where I live. So I'm usually on the inside looking at the rain rather than being in it. But I lived in Asia for 5.5 years. I lived in Hong Kong, and it rained a lot. We had typhoons, cyclones, and all of the buildings have a is it called a pergola? An extended roof or shingle. They all have that because it's always raining in Hong Kong. And you're always carrying your umbrella, always losing it. Okay, Almeria. The weather is worse than oh, okay. What climate are you experiencing where you are? Yeah. And are you in... You're in Europe. I remember we had this conversation. This was a few streams ago. I think you're in Belgium, but I hope I'm not wrong again. And I did promise I would commit to memory where you're from. Yeah. And what's the weather like where you are? Hi, Death Eater. Thanks for tuning in. And I take it that you are about to head to practice with your 3 dogs. So Death Eater has 3 dogs, CJ, Smitty, and Luke, also known as Lukey Man, who are competitive racers in dog races, and they are champion racers too, because the 2 streams ago they mentioned that they had all ranked 1 in their, I guess their group, their category, and I think some of the competitors' owners thought that they belonged in a more advanced category because they were so good. Okay. Oh, you're not going to doggy practice. Okay. Well, they're having a break. They do exercise very regularly. Yeah. Okay. Almaria. Yep, they are the same, only they are round over here. Round. Okay. I think I missed that. Let me see. Okay. Sorry about that. The same. And Gunsmith Cat. Pho is good to eat on a rainy day. Yes, it is. Pho. So if you're not familiar with pho, that is a Vietnamese noodle dish where the noodles are in a broth, and it's very warming. It's very comforting to eat that. The soup is usually really steamy hot, very flavorful with many layers of flavor going on. Usually beef and different spices, deep spices like cinnamon, anise powder. Yeah, very nice. It's very comforting on a rainy day. I agree. And the noodles are typically rice noodles. Yeah, rice noodles that are made simply of rice flour and water. I've actually seen on MasterChef somebody make rice noodle by pulverizing raw rice grains and forming their own noodles by using water and the pulverized rice flour and mixing it together. I think it was warm water, and letting it set. Yeah, that was intense to see that someone could make it from scratch like that. Okay. I am going to crush another one of these matzo bread pieces because I've only got this much. I want to make sure I can get a lot of crust around the chicken. It's disguising. They look disguisingly big, but they crumble into a small portion. Yep, okay. Okay, so Almaria's climate is windy, rainy, and low. Oh, windy. Okay. The windy part, yeah, is the least bearable. Oh, and so is the low temperature. Ah, okay. Okay, so in April, where you are, it's not as sunny. What time of the year do you get sun or warmer weather? So it's windy, rainy, and low right now. Okay, we actually had weather like that last week. Yeah, it's just that I think we're heading, spring was actually last month, but it didn't feel like spring when it was actually spring here. Our weather gets shifty. I think we will no longer get snow though. We finally are experiencing warmer days. Hopefully. Yeah, we have a lot of seedlings. We're growing a lot of vegetables, and we have to make sure we're certain about the weather before we bring them out and transplant them into the garden. Ah. Wow, so Death Hater, your dogs will be racing next week. And there will be a live stream. That's exciting. Well, please feel free to share with our group on what that website might be. Yeah. I saw pictures of Death Hater's dogs, and they're beautiful. Yeah. We've got beautiful coat of fur, and these were action shots of the dogs jumping up and with a ball in their mouth. Very cool. I've never seen dog action shots like that. Okay, so it could be just, the weather being shifty. So you're experiencing spring weather too, but it just hasn't quite got there yet. Yeah, at around 7 this morning, it wasn't sunny, and it wasn't warm, and then the sun came out, and now it's hiding again. We get shifty weather. Can't make up its mind. Oh, last weekend you had 20 degrees Celsius. That's very, very good. I think it was approximately 20 degrees Celsius when I went over to deliver breakfast to my parents. Yeah, usually I need like a jacket, but I'm such a wimp. I'm often cold, and yeah. But I didn't today, so that was really, really nice. Yeah, let's see, keep this straight. And thanks for posting the temperature in both Celsius and Fahrenheit. Yeah, we have viewers observing temperatures in different units. I'm a Celsius person. I know there's Americans in the group too that I observe Fahrenheit. Yeah. The thermostats in a lot of Canadian homes are, I guess, manufactured by American companies, and they don't have a setting that you can switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit, and so we do pick up some conversion knowledge because our thermostats are displaying in Fahrenheit, but yeah. So I can approximate. I can approximate room temperature. Yeah. So for this chicken cutlet, we're going to coat it 3 times. Okay. If anyone has seen my schnitzel stream, it's exact same technique, except that the ingredients are slightly different. Rather than using pork, we're using chicken, and rather than using breadcrumb, we're using matzo breadcrumbs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is a good example of how ingredients could be substituted and how recipes could accommodate different dietary needs or dietary observances. I don't know if that makes sense. Dietary observances. Yeah. Matzo, I don't know if crackers are made of yeast, if that's a concern for you, but the matzo to me tasted a lot like soda crackers without the salt. So unsalted soda crackers. And I have used cracker crumbs in the past to substitute for breadcrumbs. I used it when I made Swedish meatballs in January. I didn't have any breadcrumbs, and I was like, well, I've got cracker crumbs. Let's make this recipe work. What else am I going to make beside this tasty chicken? I've added last minute mango lassi, okay, which is an Indian yogurt smoothie drink. So not a very complicated menu today. Instead of using yogurt, we are cultivating kefir. So earlier in the stream, I had some kefir grains that I received from a donor. So you have to have someone donate some kefir grains to you. Just a tablespoon or a teaspoon is enough. And feed it with milk, and over time your kefir will grow, and you can share it and donate it, some of it, to other people so that they can enjoy this healthy probiotic drink. Yeah. So I'm making mango, and I thought it's fitting too. We've got Easter. Today's Easter Sunday. We have Passover, and we also have Vaisakhi, which is a Punjabi holiday. So we've got a few holidays, and the Punjabi culture is part of India, and so I thought that I could make this mango smoothie drink. And this is a can of mango pulp. It is, I think I got this in the Indian section of a supermarket. I've tried this before. If you can see the picture on the can, there's a bowl of the mango pulp with a spoon, and you can literally just eat it like that. The ingredients are mango pulp and some sugar, water, and citric acid. I'm assuming the citric acid is to help preserve it. So it's pure mango. This is a lot of mango content. If you imagine how many mangoes must have been used for this can. It's so yummy. So you can literally eat it plain, like how that picture shows. Yeah. Hello there, Lizard Pants. Welcome to our show. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from, and thank you for the bunny wishes. Yeah. And we're making, mango lassi. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I missed the name that popped up. I heard the sound, I missed the name. So thank you so much for the follow, and let us know what country you're tuning in from. Happy Easter, happy Passover, and happy Vaisakhi. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to coat the chicken 3 ways. USA. Okay, we have a number of viewers from USA. We have Gunsmith is from California, Death Vader's from North Carolina, Almeria's from Belgium, and you're from US. I'm from Canada. Your neighbor to the north. Okay, so we're coating this chicken 3 ways. We're going to use, I'm going to switch it around this way. Okay, I have a reason for that. Use good old all-purpose flour. Okay. The recipe that I posted doesn't list flour. It only lists egg and matzo crumbs. But I'd like a very crusty chicken, so we're going to just add the flour first before the egg, and then the matzo crust. And it worked out really well with the schnitzel that I made back in January. Yeah, I always like to have a nice crunchy crust, so I think adding more layers will help with that. Oh, hello, Forest Run, and thank you for tuning in to Cook for Fun TV. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen Lizard Pants and Forest Run on this show. Happy to have you join us, and thank you again. You're from Alabama. Wonderful. And we were talking about weather earlier on in this show, and it seems like it's starting to warm up here, but it's a little bit. It's rainy in California. It's rainy, windy, and a little cool in Belgium. It's room temperature in the Toronto area of Ontario, Canada. Yeah, but when I hear Alabama, I think warm. So you're bringing some sun over to us. So that's great because it's not quite sunny where everyone else is. And I think Death Vader too. I think it tends to be very sunny. Yeah, this side is facing south, so we're getting some sun from a few of you guys here. Okay, and we're going to beat a couple of eggs. Yeah. So I actually save the eggshells. I'm going to toss them into the sink. They act as excellent fertilizer. Wow, 83 degrees. Okay, it's pretty warm. Lucky you. So thanks for giving us some sun. And you can see the sun rays coming through. Just a bit of it. So thanks for bringing that over. Yeah, eggshell is an excellent fertilizer. And so we save the shell. I'll give them a rinse later. And I grind them up in a food processor to pulverize it. Okay, and I'm going to get my handy chopsticks to beat the eggs. So I have 2 eggs. I might end up using more, but we'll see how we go. Okay. Almaria's asking what the conversion for 83 Fahrenheit is. I think that's what the question is. EUH. Yeah, I don't add that to the end of Celsius, but it looks like you did that above 20 Celsius EUHM. It's definitely warmer than room temperature, but I don't know exactly what it is. It sounds hot. Okay, so just a light beat. You can use a fork, you can use a little whisk, you can even use a spoon. I use chopsticks a lot on this show. Okay, so let's put these in front. Yep. Okay, and there you can see that. Now I'm going to get the chicken and flatten it out. Flatten it. Okay. So I mentioned that earlier in the stream that, and if you're just tuning in, I'll just show you quickly while I get the chicken. In Canada, a lot of our milk comes in bags, and these are really heavy duty bags. They pretty much don't break when you drop it. I mean, I have a hole in it because we're using it, but when it's sealed up, when you first buy it, that's how the milk comes. And the plastic is heavy duty. And when I was 13, I attended a camp, a summer camp, and the camp instructors taught us that their kitchen tries to recycle, reuse, and reduce to promote sustainability and a greener future, and told us that these plastic bags are really durable. And when we packed sandwiches for our camping trip or our day trip, they had a bunch of these, and we packed our sandwiches in these, and we used a rubber band to tie it. So that's how I got the idea to reuse these milk bags. And so I was previously crushing the matzo bread in one of these bags. Now I'm going to use another one, and I'm going to put my chicken in here and pound it. Yeah, just to sort of prevent the juices from splattering. Yeah. Okay, 28. Wow. Thank you so much for the follow. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. And I don't know why it's not showing, so I apologize. I can't address you by your username, but thank you so much for the follow and joining our Cook for Fun TV community. Yeah. And we do take viewers' requests, and today's menu item is a viewer's request. We had a request from a viewer based in Panama who wanted a matzo-crusted chicken, so that's what that is. And last week we also featured a viewer's request of ranzas, which are bread pockets that are popular in the Midwestern states of the U.S. They have Russian and German origin. But yeah, so we have a lot of fun. So for the new viewers, new followers, let me know if you have any requests. We have fun making them and just trying some new cooking ideas and sharing in this kitchen. Okay, so I'm using chicken breasts, skinless, boneless chicken breasts, as that's easy to work with. I'll be honest, I waited for this to go on sale before featuring this stream. We're a very practical kitchen here. Yeah, we don't do it, we think that you can enjoy your food without breaking your bank. Yeah, so we promote buying things on sale, and reusing items, substituting items, trying to accommodate if you're watching from a different market. So what I'm going to do first is, they're very, very wet. I'm going to dry them. Let's get my hands a rinse. Okay, and I'll keep reading the chat. Okay, so in Belgium, the milk also comes in bags, or they come in a package. Okay. Hi, Itsuoga. How are you? Oh, thank you, Forest Run. Yeah, like when I first started streaming, I didn't know how I would sound, but thanks for the feedback. It's always hard to listen to oneself talk. I think it is just, and I'm honored that people tune in and they do listen. So whatever it is, I'm able to convey my message across. But I did take Toastmasters before. I do say a lot and and like. Some people can talk naturally like a broadcaster. I find that very, very, I find that admirable or cool. Cool. So I'm going to dry these chicken breast pieces. Yeah. This is a very big piece. I wonder if I should cut it first, but we will. We'll try using it. Okay. Maybe I'll just stick with the smaller piece. I think that needs to be cut. Okay. Okay. comfy cooking. Yes. Comfy cooking. That's a good word. Yeah. I think cooking should be practical, easy, stress-free. It should be fun. It's part of the process, making something and then enjoying it afterwards. And not worrying. I'm gonna put this in the fridge for now. That's the thing about me. I don't like perishables. I don't like perishables out on the counter for too long. Yeah, okay. Oh, I had to pat dry these chicken breasts before flattening them. Okay. I'll be washing my hands quite a few times. Want to keep this kitchen salmonella free. Yeah. Katsudon, you know what? So what I'm making here is pretty much the same technique as katsudon. The only difference is that instead of using these matzo breadcrumbs, you would use panko crumbs. Yeah. But it's a very similar idea. You take your flour, your egg, and the crust of your choice. And I don't think there's a limit as to what type of crumb you coat your meat with. So in January, I made a schnitzel, and that was coated with breadcrumb. Today, we're doing a matzo-crusted chicken. And for the katsudon, you use a panko crust. Panko is also breadcrumb, but I believe it's been pre-deep fried before packaging it in for sale. You know what? I'm going to add a twist to this because it's also Vaisakhi, which is a Punjabi celebration. I'm going to add a bit of pre-fried onion crisps just to give it some more. Just to give this dish a cross-cultural flair. So, also in the supermarket, in the Indian section, I found these fried onion crisps. They're called crispy fried onion toppings, and they're just little bits of onions that have been deep fried, and they're used to top your soups, anything really. So I'm going to add a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna add a bit in here. So we're gonna have some onion going on in this. Okay. To be honest, I don't know if this is kosher. So if you're observing Passover, the matzo bread is kosher friendly. I don't know if the onion is. But if you want to try this, then you can make it your own way. That is kosher friendly because, well, this is actually halal. There's a sign that says, it says halal, but it doesn't say if it's kosher. So I think there was some glare when I was doing that too. Okay. So that's just an example of how you can adapt your recipes to suit your taste, suit your any preferences that you observe. Okay, and salt and pepper. Okay, so I'm going to add that to the flour, some salt. The onions actually have a bit of salt in them, so I went easy on the salt and pepper. So, lizard pan, you can try making katsudon. So I'm using chicken breast, but you can use other meats as well. That's quite a lot of pepper. I like it spicy. And you can by all means add chili powder, other herbs and spices you like, Italian seasoning, thyme. Yeah. Okay. There's no hard and fast rule. Just if it's an ingredient you like, then it's going to turn out yummy according to your taste buds. Okay. Okay. We're not even at the coating stage yet. So we're patting the chicken breasts. Okay. Okay, so throw that out. Now we're going to take out the mallet and we're going to make a lot of noise. We're going to pound the meat. So I'm using a mallet here. Okay, there's different kinds. There's this one, I pound it like this. Okay. There are the mallets that are wooden that have a handle with a cube on one end that you pound like this, like a kind of if you watch The Simpsons, if you watch the Simpsons cartoon, there's a show on the cartoon called The Itchy and Scratchy Show. It's about a cat and a mouse that always fight, and they're always hitting each other's head with a mallet. They're bonking each other's head with a mallet. So that's a mallet. So they have kitchen mallets that look like that, but they're smaller. And this is a cleaver, or if you have a large knife, you can use the handle end to pound, or you can use a blunt end to also pound. This is actually good for tenderizing. Okay. So you have a few options for pounding if you don't have a mallet. Okay, so hi Kento456, how are you? And I saw your Twitter post about going to work in your flip-flops. How nice is that? There's a couple of you in this chat room that are observing really, really warm weather. We've got a viewer from Alabama with 28 degrees Celsius, and in Singapore it's probably really hot. I know it's pretty much average 30 plus Celsius all year round, so I don't blame you for wearing flip-flops. I don't see why anyone should complain. Yeah, but that's really, really nice. Oh, I'm getting lost in the chat. I don't know if I can see, if I can scroll up here. Oops. Okay, I think I got just is that a viewer's request about pancakes? Okay. Okay. I might not be able to catch it again because sometimes when I load on the phone, it doesn't show the past conversation. It sort of shows me what's sort of currently displaying. So, but if you mention pancakes, I will go back and see your comment. Yeah. So I will. Yeah. I'll follow up with that. Yeah. So Sibo3E, am I Japanese? I am Canadian born Chinese. Yeah. But we do all kinds of cross-cultural cooking in this kitchen. Okay, so the chicken goes in the milk bag, or you can use any bag, or you don't have to use a bag. Just that it sort of keeps things clean. So I'm going to just put aside the dipping. Oh, okay, I'll put the meat. Okay, and we're gonna pound away. And I think I'm going to place a towel. I sort of feel like I should place a towel. Okay. I didn't do this last time, wrap it in a towel. Okay. Okay, let's pound it. I'm French Indian. I could be. You never know what your ancestry really, really is. There is a commercial that's airing on cable TV in Canada to promote the website ancestry.com or ancestry.ca, and when you subscribe you can put together your family tree and find out about family members you didn't know about, or find out about your ethnic background. And the person in that commercial says, oh, I found out that I was 2%, whatever. Now I'm so interested in in finding out. So yeah, I'd love to know. I think beyond my grandparents' generation, I don't really know where family members before that came from, like what city they came from, what their names were. I don't, yeah, didn't keep records of our family tree, but I find it interesting for those who have and can trace the roots way back. I think that's really, really interesting. Your question is, do I celebrate Easter? No, I don't. So I don't go to any, I don't attend any place of worship during this time. Yeah. But it's, in North America, Easter is a statutory holiday. We had Good Friday off on Friday. And, I think, this, in Canada, we do observe a lot of Christian holidays. But for those who don't, it's just a holiday, or there are other things that we celebrate for fun, like the kids like to go on Easter egg hunts. So my husband had really fun Easter hunts when he was growing up. They weren't just eggs that they were hunting for, that often they got presents. Yeah. And decorating Easter eggs, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's actually very fun. To poke a hole in the egg and on each side and blow the egg out, clean it and dry it and decorate it. That's a lot of fun. Itchy and Scratchy show, yeah. It's been a while, but when I thought of mallet, I thought of the cat and mouse bonking each other with a mallet. So grab the plastic bag, put a stone in it, and smash that. I suppose that works. Grab a stone. I'm trying to imagine that, and I'm trying to think if I've ever seen that anywhere. I think I have seen that somewhere, but I can't place it. A bag with a stone and smashing. Yeah. I think I've seen something else though. Like, I've seen people. So we have our mascot for the show is our Boston Terrier dog named Winston, who often makes a cameo appearance here. And he's on a raw diet, and for his snack he often eats chicken hearts and chicken kidneys. And when I freeze them, I try to make sure they're separate so that I don't have to break them apart. But sometimes they stick apart. They stick together, and so we have to smash the bag. We have to get the hearts to separate. That's what I'm thinking of, but I can't think of the other way around, where you're smashing something outside the bag. Oh, so that's good. I'm glad that you're enjoying Singapore and the weather over there. It is very, very hot. Yeah, I know that. In the winter, I visited a friend in Singapore. In the winter, although it's 30 degrees Celsius or more, it's super hot. people there, they still want to observe winter fashion trends, and so they might have a vest with a bit of fur trim on it just to show the look of winter, even though they don't have distinct seasons. Especially they don't have anything, they never experience cold weather there. But yeah, that's what a friend told me. They get sick of the hot weather, that they just want they want to be a part of that cold. And so they have the fur, but I think it's the other way around. People in cold places want it to be warm badly. Hi there, Luco Rivers. How are you? Welcome back to our show. I'm thinking, were you the one that requested? And I did write this down. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. You know what? I'll just check because I have my notes. And I'm embarrassed to get to my information wrong. Yeah. Oops. My notes. Oh, okay. So, okay. Hang on. I'm not making sense to you because I'm talking to myself, so I will fill you in. Sorry. Okay. I thought you had made a viewer's request, but no, you were making crepes the last time you were on the show. You were making crepes. Okay. Because It's Waga made a request for a Persian dish, and I bought the ingredients for that, so that's gonna be featured for the next show. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that detour. Huh. It does sound like a drum, doesn't it? And it seems like the chicken takes longer to smash than pork. This is pricier to make. Chicken breast is generally a more expensive meat than pork, so schnitzel would be a more economical version. But if you can't eat pork, you can try schnitzel. You can even do this. You can even do a beef version, but that's only if you're okay with having your beef well done, because it will overcook your beef. Okay, all right. That took longer than it had to. It's just because I like to linger on the show. Keep you guys in suspense. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that right into, the all-purpose flour. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will put that aside, and I'm going to work on the other chicken. Okay. I'm gonna have yucky salmonella hands again. So you don't need the bag, but I like to have it. It just sort of prevents splatter, contains the chicken meat. Okay, I'm gonna get some soap and wash. Okay, and catch up on the chat. Kent0456 has been making delicious breakfast granola and sweetened yogurt. Yum. That sounds really good. The Nutella, the chocolate hazelnut with your breakfast. Yum. And has it been easy to buy those ingredients in Singapore? You're probably buying that at an international supermarket. Yeah, because that's not a classic Asian breakfast. All of those are imported. The Nutella is imported. The yogurt might Could be local, or could be from India too. It's closer, or China. It's closer than. Yeah, from Europe. Oh, Ancestry is run by a Mormon church. I didn't know that. Yeah. I think that site assumes that your family members have also logged onto that site and entered their information for the system to connect the people. Otherwise, I'm not sure how your family tree could be compiled if you just decided, I'm going to sign up and put my name and see what happens. Chicken drum. How come my chat is so delayed? Is it really? Or maybe I'm pausing. I don't know. Sometimes Twitch has delay issues. But I hope it's not impairing your ability to follow the stream. Yeah, I hope it's not like a huge lag, because that wouldn't be good. Ah, okay. It's common it's common for people, for expats moving abroad to stick with the foods that they're familiar with and then gradually try new things. That's really common. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a good 10 minutes before I saw my message. I have been slow. I have been slow. And I might be reading at the top of the screen when there's been a bunch of comments below. So I apologize for that. And I'll try to speed it up. Yeah. But I think I'm caught up. So what are you cooking today? Luco Rivers, you were making a crepe with strawberry last time we talked. Oh, birth records are public information, Forest Run. Okay, so that's how they do it. Okay. My husband did find his grandmother's birth record, online, and I think she was born in Cambridge, England. So that's pretty cool. My hand's getting tired, so I have to switch. Let's see the size of, okay. You don't have to pound it, but it will come out thin and crispier if you pound your meat. If you leave the meat the way it is, it'll just be like a bigger bite. There'll be a larger meat to crispy coating ratio. If you want more of the crispiness, then it's helpful to pound it. Get it nice and flat, and then you have a greater surface area of crispy coating. Funeral potatoes. You're cooking a ham and jello and green beans. What are funeral potatoes? You're making your own ham. Wow. And do you put cloves in it? What are the major flavors you add to your ham? I've never done that. Yeah. And are you having a party or a lot of people over? Usually a ham could feed a lot of people. So let us know about this party and invite us all to it. Oh, funeral potatoes are also known as hash brown potatoes. Really? So when we go to McDonald's and order a hash brown, they're serving us funeral potatoes. Interesting. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really, really nice. So you're making a ham for Easter. That's great. Yeah. And how many, that takes an afternoon to cook, right? My mother-in-law makes that too. Okay. And it's quite good. Fresh ham, home-cooked ham is really, really good. Okay, I hope you can see that. Good, okay, so I've got a couple pieces. Okay. Okay. Do you want to say hi to a friend here? Before he goes away. Hello there, I know you smell the meat. I'll give you your lunch shortly. This is Winston, our mascot for the show. Yep. Oh, yawn. Okay. There's your lunch, so go eat that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you've got potatoes, jello, green beans. Green beans are great. I love green beans. Yeah, we have some in our fridge too. Okay. So we just coat our chicken with all-purpose flour. Okay. Then it's going to go into the egg, the beaten egg, right there. Okay. Yep, you can see that. Really easy to do, and it's such a tasty dish as well. Okay, I'm gonna mix my matzo butter. Okay, drip, 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 drip. Okay, and in we go. Okay, just gonna let that sit there and have the other piece of meat catch up to that other one before taking it out. Okay, that actually might be there for a while because I want to pound one more piece of meat that's in the fridge, the large chicken breast. So this is going in to the all-purpose flour. Okay. If you look at that, this is a chicken breast, but after pounding it, it really expanded in size. It looks really, really big. So that's a pretty big serving of meat, and that would probably be too much for me. Yeah. You'll see after I cook this how easy it is to make and how many people it can feed from such an easy technique, from using an easy technique. So yeah, it's quite a tasty dish that's easy to make. So I like making this. It's my first time and doing this with chicken. I've used pork before, but we're using chicken. Yeah. Okay, so funeral potatoes usually have sour cream and soup. Oh, soup added. Okay. Oh, like a soup packet, like dry soup mix to add flavor to the potatoes, or is it actually cooking in soup? Or you add soup to it and let it reduce while you're making the hash. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't read along. Cream of chicken and cream of mushroom is what we usually use, with a ladder of cheese on top. Okay, yum. Cream of mushroom is one of my go-to soups. I love cream of mushroom. I think I probably have 7 cans in my cabinet right now. Yeah. It's very soothing. Yeah. So that sounds good. Your potato with the canned Cream of mushroom soup. Cream of mushroom with anything is really good too. My sister-in-law makes this casserole with cream of mushroom and tuna. Yeah, so really, really good. All right, so I guess what to do. Okay. What to do, okay. I want to add another chicken to catch up. So this is a matzo-crusted chicken. It's really crusty. I guess I could have ground the bread more, but this will give it a nice texture to it. Yeah. Wow. You need to get 4 cases of tuna fish. Cases or cans. Coffin bread. I haven't heard of coffin bread. It's a Taiwanese dish. Okay. How does it get its name coffin? So we're talking about funeral potatoes and coffin bread. But don't worry. We're celebrating happy times on this show. Okay. I can actually start some frying, or I could catch up. Yeah, I want to catch up. I'd like to do that. So I'm going to get the other chicken breast out. Okay, we're going to pound away at this one too. Okay, my hands are... Oh, you know what? I can keep it in this bag. Yeah, that's fine. That works fine. Okay. I don't need to tie a knot. Why did I do that? It's out of habit. What is coffin bread? Yeah. Okay. My hands are sticky. Okay. Oh. And you can probably use coffin breadcrumb to coat the chicken or pork or meat you use. Oh, and I think you can also use fish. I've seen breaded fish cutlet as well. That works. Ah, okay. I'm gonna look at that recipe. Yes. So get this moving along by pounding away. And DeLuco Rivers, are you using tuna in any of your recipes today? Thick slab of white bread, hollowed out. Oh, it's a little crunchy box. It's hollowed out, so you're eating the bread crust. Interesting. Oh, I haven't seen that or had that. Wow. How does it taste? Deep fried bread. So that's gonna remind me of donut, but without the sugar. Whoa, 4 cases of tuna. Well, tuna is very useful to have. Yeah, it's useful. You can even bring cans of tuna for lunch and mix it with, eat it with bread or mix it with salad greens. So this chicken is really, really big. Yeah, I like to have a stocked pantry too. It's nice. That way, when you want to cook something, you normally have most of the ingredients to make what you want. I like doing that too. When there's a sale, that's when I stock up. Good morning. M, say hello. How are you? Yeah. Did you have a good game night last week? Was it a Wednesday that you had your game night? Yeah. And the last time we talked, you had a pumpkin, no, not pumpkin, I'm thinking orange, cheddar broccoli soup. What was, yeah, did you have your game night this last week? Yeah. I'm inspired. I want to do game nights too. Once this place is sort of all fixed up, want to do some game nights. They sound fun. Yeah. Cook food for people and enjoy. Oh, okay. So the coffin goes inside the coffin. There's a creamy stew of chicken. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, it's not just the bread. There's filling. Okay, wow. Chicken, seafood, tripe, or mushroom. Wow. So it's kind of like French onion soup. Except not really. Except you don't bake the bread on. The bread is made. You deep fry it and you fill it with soup, with your stew. Wow. And then you can eat the coffin after you're done the soup. Okay, so I have each one of these coating plates have a piece of chicken in them. Or in it. So I'm going to start by putting this chicken on the stove top. Then each one of these chicken pieces are going to move ahead in the line. So the one in the egg wash is going to go in the matzo crust, and the one in the flour is going to go in the egg wash, and then the assembly line will continue. Okay. Okay. Sales are great. Yes. Okay, you skipped the games night. That's okay. Physical that day, and so didn't get it. Okay. Oh. So your game nights are 6 hours long. Wow. That's a lot of fun. But you need the time, and all of you need that to have that time off, that night off. Thank you. Yes, this is my Easter shirt. Yeah, I had to hunt for it. It's not in my house. It was in my parents' place, and they live down the street. So 7 in the morning, I call my mom. I said, "Is my shirt over at your place?" She's like, "No." I mean, and she was probably thinking, "Did I leave it there recently?" And she's like, "No. Why are you calling me this early?" I'm like, "Okay, sorry." And then I was determined to find it, and yeah, so I cooked breakfast. I cooked extra breakfast to bring to them and also find the shirt, which I did find at their place. It was hiding in a plastic storage bin. But I was determined to find it because I only wear this on Easter. I mean, I do wear it other times, but it's very fitting to wear it on Easter. So yes, I went at great lengths to bring this bunny to you. Okay, we're bringing this over to the stovetop. I'm going to switch the camera. Okay. All right. Okay. So our assembly line. Okay, here. Fire up the grill. Oh, the mic has to move because I'm quiet. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, you should be able to hear me better now. Okay. The light. Now to get my phone so I can see the conversation. Oops. Okay. This is a tasty dish, but I'm going to forewarn you that it's not the healthiest dish. It's fried in quite a bit of oil. It's not deep fried, but it's close to being deep fried. So I'm going to put oil in. This is canola oil. It's actually oil that has been used already. I used this oil a few streams ago to make French fries for another celebration we had. We were celebrating our 200th follower dish with poutine. So the 200th follower was from Canada and requested poutine, which is a Canadian French fry dish that involves French fries, cheese curds, and gravy mixed together. And we made the French fries from scratch, and we deep fried them in the deep fryer. And that recipe involved 4 cups of oil. How I preserved it is that after the oil cooled down after the show, I got a couple of jars, I got a funnel and a coffee filter to filter and strain out any of the like crumbs that might have been left over in the oil, and I refrigerated the oil. So that's what we do to reuse our oil, because a deep fryer really does take up lots of oil. As you can see, this jar, that's a lot of oil to just throw down, to just throw out. So we first cleaned it by filtering it and then storing in the fridge for reusing it. I spoke with another chef who mentioned that she does the same thing, but if she is cooking something that might give off a lot of smell, like fish or lamb, she might not reuse the oil in that instance. But we were just making French fries, which are potatoes, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, so I think we can start frying it. Yeah. There must be a crumb or something on the skillet. Something is snapping. I'm going to turn the fan on to low. Okay, hopefully the mic doesn't pick up too much, but it's gonna pick it up. All right, so let's fry away. Okay. It could be hotter. It could be hotter than that. Okay, and then we're just moving the meat down the assembly line. So we had this egg-coated one. It's been sitting there for quite some time. Very eggy. Okay, and this goes into the matzo crust. Oops, it's so heavy. All right, and move it down the assembly line. All right. It's always good to have extra coating. That way, once you dip the meat in, you don't have to move it much, and the meat gets completely coated. This is probably dangerous. I should probably be doing this in front of me rather than over it, but I'll take the chance. Lower the heat. We don't want the coating to burn while the meat inside hasn't fully cooked yet, so we're keeping it on a low heat to ensure that it's thoroughly cooked without burning the crust. Okay, this one's going in here. I'm noticing that some parts don't have as much crust, so I'm going to just spoon some crust over the sections that, so I'm gonna spoon some crust over the pink areas. Make sure it's covered. Yeah, okay, that looks covered. Hi there, Mapa George. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know Mapa George, Mapa George's family. Happy Easter to you. And we are making matzo-crusted chicken breast. Yeah. This is similar to schnitzel, but instead of pork, we're using chicken. Okay. Okay. And I might actually crack another matzo bread for this. So it's on low. Okay, so let's go back for a minute. I'm going to leave that because it's on really low heat. Okay, so I was using this for the matzo bread. And instead of using breadcrumb that's normally used in schnitzel, we're using matzo bread. And matzo bread is kosher and suitable for Passover. This was a viewer's request. And during Passover, people who are observing the Jewish occasion, they can't eat bread or food that has yeast in it because yeast is a rising agent and part of their culture they can't. It has to do with their practice during Passover. So this is bread that was made without yeast. It's actually very similar to soda cracker but without the salt. And cracker is also a known substitute for breadcrumb. If you're making something requiring breadcrumb and you don't have bread, but you have cracker, go ahead and substitute with cracker. Yeah, there's always a way to make a recipe work for your own circumstances. 131071. Thank you so much for tuning into our show. Yeah, please let us know what country you're tuning in from. The flags above my head represent countries that viewers have tuned in from since December. We're an international community. We do lots of cross-cultural cooking. Actually, this weekend there's Easter, there's Passover, and there's also Vaisakhi, which is an Indian occasion. And so I have these Indian deep-fried onion bits, which are used in a lot of Indian dishes. So I'm actually going to add this to our crust. A little bit of onion, or crispy fried onion, never hurt your crust. So we're doing some cross-cultural cooking here. Okay, so let's take it back to our stove area. Okay, so I just prepared more because I wanted to make sure we had a lot of crust before putting our meat in. That way we have a nice coating on it. Okay. So I hope that's enough. Yeah, I don't know if that's enough. I might even need some more. Yeah, I wonder if we need a bit more. It might. Okay. I'll just grab another cracker and do it in this area because I want to make sure I can watch the chicken. But that actually looks very nice and crispy. You can't see the bottom yet, but I can see around the edges. I can see the goldening brown. Yeah. Well, thank you, Gunsmith, for the moderation. Thank you for helping to keep our Cook for Fun community room welcoming and keeping all the comments friendly and appropriate. I appreciate your volunteering and helping with that. Yeah. Okay, so So let's hope we don't have too much golden brown going on. Okay, let's flip this one over. Okay. So there are some dark brown bits, and those dark brown bits are actually the onion bits. Yeah. But we have it on low heat. We have it on low heat just to ensure that the center of the meat gets cooked without burning the crust. So it's actually quite nice. I quite like the texture on this crust. The crust is heavy. It's got a thick, rustic texture to it. So it'll definitely have a nice crunch when we sample and do our social eating at the end of this show. But what I'm most concerned about is ensuring that the center is cooked. Yeah. So I'm going to leave that on there. Yeah. Okay. Where does this go? Okay. Here. Yeah, so matzah, I was inspired by a viewer who requested this recipe, and I looked it up, and I saw a number of recipes for matzo-crusted chicken. Yeah. It's my first time making this dish too, and often on this show, it's our first time cooking, but we want to just experiment together, and we have a lot of fun trying out new cooking ideas. And hello to you, Clutch-tastic. I answered you without first saying hi, so I should have done that. Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to our channel. And please let us know what country you're tuning in from. I think we have an international mix here. We have viewers from Singapore, Belgium, the US, and Canada. Yeah. So I'm just crunching up some more. If I put it in a food processor, I can probably get it into a finer, powdery crust, but if I do make it too fine, it might not taste like matzo anymore. It might taste like breadcrumbs. So let's sort of keep the integrity of the ingredient and just crush it by hand. Okay. So now I'm going to move this along the assembly line. This is a rather large chicken breast. Yeah. I'll move my mic a bit closer. Yeah. All right. Okay, that's nice and close. Okay, you're in Florida. Oh, you know what? I do remember you. Yes. It's the way you said it too. The I'm a Florida boy. In the previous stream, that's how you mentioned it too. So it's not your first time. I apologize. Yeah. I normally get it right, so. But once you mentioned it that way, I knew it came back. It jogged my memory. Yeah, so we're just got this. Whoops. Okay, that was close. So we had 3 coatings. The first layer was all-purpose flour. Second is egg, and third is the matzo bread. And you can use other breads too. Yeah. This was just a viewer's request, so I was able to find the matzo in a supermarket near my old home, which has a very significant Jewish population, and it's also Passover too, so it was the right timing for this. And also I was able to find an ingredient for It's Waga's request, which is to make this Persian pomegranate molasses. And there's more ingredients. They'll be for the next show. I'll be posting that. Okay. I thought I could squish 3 of them onto here. I guess not, so. We'll do 2. If I had done a better job at pounding these chickens, they'd be flatter than this. Next time I know to get the mallet going at full force. Okay. Okay, and let's see, can you see on the camera? Yeah. Good, okay. And this is another chicken breast. It's going in the matzo. Yeah, I could use a bigger dish, that would help. Didn't realize that they would expand to this size. Hello there, Catherine Eck. How are you? Welcome to our show. It's the first time I've seen you in the chat room. Hope you're well and having a great weekend. Also, please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Yeah. And for today's show, we are making matzo-crusted chicken. It is very similar to schnitzel, except that instead of using chicken, or instead of using pork, we're using chicken. Instead of breadcrumb, we're using matzo bread. And this is kosher friendly for Passover. This weekend, it's Easter, it's Passover, it's also a Vaisakhi, which is an Indian holiday. And in the matzo crust, we added a bit of Indian deep fried onion bits to it. So I don't know if that's halal friendly. So we've got a bit of cross-cultural cooking going on here, and that's what we do quite a bit on this show. The flags on top of the screen represent countries that viewers have tuned in from. So let us know where you're tuning in from. And we take viewers' requests, and we try to share with each other as much as possible. And we are also very big on substitution. If your market might have, or your local area might have ingredients that are different, then we always try to help each other out to substitute with something that will work. Yeah, so so Kalesh Tasik stocked up on macaroons. Yeah. That's great. They were on sale. Wow. Yummy. I'd like to make macaroons one day. I'd be afraid though I will probably do a trial before featuring it on Twitch just to make sure I have the technique down, because yeah, I wouldn't want to get it wrong, but I'm interested in trying it. And I saw a black sesame version on Australian MasterChef. I think I've seen a blood orange version. There's so many creative things you can do with food. Pounding the chicken. Hello there, NL Butters. NL, how are you today? Let us know what country you're tuning in from. Pounding the chicken, yeah. Earlier I was using this mallet to flatten the chicken out. Yeah. So I was pounding the chicken. I don't know how else to say it. I guess I was flattening the chicken. It comes across the same way no matter how you put it. Well, welcome, Catherine Eck. Yeah. You know, I wish I knew how long these take. Chicken breast. It shouldn't be too much longer. I wonder if I can, no, I can't squeeze that other chicken onto the pan. I thought I could, but because I pounded them out and flattened them out, it's a lot bigger than I thought. So I think this chicken might be done. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want it to be raw, so I'm going to cut it. I'm gonna cut it with a butter knife. Yeah, I'm gonna use a blunt end. Right in the center. Oh, that actually cuts really, yeah, not, yeah. Just gotta be careful not to scratch the surface of a pan. The mallet looks like sterling silver. I don't have any real silver in the kitchen. Okay, oh, that looks cooked. Look at that. Yeah, okay, we can plate this. Awesome. So I'm gonna put this on this rack with paper towel just to let it soak up some oil. And we're gonna we're gonna place our other chicken, and I'm going to add a bit more oil. I'm gonna get the spoon that I use for the oil. And I mentioned that this is reused oil. This is filtered deep fryer oil. So I made poutine a couple streams ago, and that required 4 cups of oil. I didn't want to throw out all this oil, so I strained it in using a funnel and coffee filter to just make sure, you know, the residue was removed. So I pretty much cleaned up the oil, and then I put it in the fridge. And that's a technique that I read online, and that another another streamer I follow uses too. So yeah, we try not to waste. I think you gotta respect your food. if it's good. Don't throw it out. Yeah. So Luco River, you're going to have a lot of leftovers today from your Easter cooking. Luco River is making ham, funeral potatoes, green beans, and jello. Yeah. So, I don't know why. I was aiming this to the mic. I should put my face to the mic, and I should put this matzo-crusted chicken in front of the camera. So this plate is kind of small for this. I didn't realize that the flattened chicken would expand to such a big size. Alright, it's heavy. Okay, gotta get these nice and coated. So I'm gonna spoon some of the crust over it. We did well. I think we got all of the crust. I think it's soaked up pretty much everything. Okay, let me place this on the grill or on the skillet. Okay, like this. It's folding on me because it's so big. Okay, we've got like lots of crust stuck on the utensil, so I'm just gonna extra, it's going to go right on the chicken. Looks kind of like a mess, but it will be yummy, so I'm pushing it down. Yeah. It sticks. Okay. Oh, okay. I should cut parallel grains. Okay, grains parallel to the chicken. Okay, so I should do lengthwise. Good technique. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, in a perfect world, though, I should know when it's ready. It doesn't take that long, but I'm just nervous to open up a raw chicken in front of camera. Thank you for that tip, Bravo Sierra 7. And welcome to the show. It's the first time I've seen you, so I'm glad you can join us. I hope you're having a great weekend. We're celebrating Easter, Passover, and Vaisakhi, which is an Indian holiday. Yeah. I'm going to grab some more paper towel, and then I'm going to check on this other chicken here. Okay. So parallel grains. Okay. I should use the blunt end, and just be careful not to touch the. Oh yeah, I think it's cooked. There's no pink coming out. It smells good. It sure does. All right, that's done. Okay, thanks for the tip. Yeah, All right. Okay, you're from Michigan. That's not too far. So we're broadcasting live from the Greater Toronto area of Ontario. So we're not too far from you. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's done. Okay, and this gets to go in the middle of the pan. I should add a bit more oil. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? If I add oil, I should fire it up. My bad. Okay. I'll wait till it's hotter. Yes, breaded chicken is great over anything. So when you mention rice, that's actually quite popular in Japan. I think donkatsu. I think another viewer mentioned that too, about wondering how to make donkatsu. Yeah. Okay, it's hotter now. Okay. Is that a word? Hotter? It's more hotter. I've seen some recipes that involve deep frying, but try to avoid deep frying. It's just not as healthy. Well, this is not healthy, period. This looks like such a mess here. Quite messy. I think, yeah, and you know what? This is great on its own as well. Ah, shallow fry Indian fry bread. Yeah, it's called shallow frying. That's the word. It's not. Shallow frying would actually involve more oil, and I think I should put more oil, but I want to see if I can get away with this amount of oil. Oh. Okay. Whew, that was hot. I'll turn it to minimum. Okay. And I'm going to... Oh, this piece of chicken is pretty thick here. I'm just going to let that sit then. I'm going to add more oil. As much as I'd rather not. Honey butter. Oh, yum. That sounds so good. Honey butter. Honey butter. I've never... Oh, wow. Okay. I think I'm going to get out some honey and add... And I'm going to add lemon to this too. It goes really well with lemon. Okay. I'm just oiling this up. So unhealthy. But it's festive. Okay. So I have it on minimum. I'm going to cover this. Put a splatter screen on it. And let's go back to the front. And... Messy. Okay. I'm going to go back to the front and cut some lemon, get some honey. I'm gonna skip the butter because I think it's, yeah, I'm gonna skip the butter. And I'm going to also check on our kefir that has been cultivating during the show. Okay. It might be a bit loud from washing. I've got to wash it because it's got a bit of the chicken on it, the chicken juice. I've got my gloves on too. You can tell that during today's cooking, I didn't get my hands. I didn't get my hands right into it. I did that before though. I think when I made schnitzel, I got my hands right into the schnitzel and touched the raw egg. Got the chicken juice on my hands. All right, let's switch it over. I'm gonna cut some lemon. Okay. So actually, I'll show you what I did. I had the lemon in water, half of it in water. What this does, that by the process of osmosis, it allows some of the water to diffuse and seep into the lemon to get to make your lemon more juicy. That's what I've read. I've never done a comparison between two, like one lemon, between two equal looking lemons to actually check if that works, but supposedly soaking your lemon will make it juicier. Oh, lemon wedges. Yeah, standalone is great. Lemon is really good on this crusted cutlet. I think I should be checking on that chicken soon. Okay. Okay, I was just concerned about the side. Okay, that was cooked. Now, I'm going to do those parallel lines. I think my voice is probably lower now. Okay. So this is a thicker chicken piece. Can we see? Okay, it's definitely raw inside, so we're gonna let that cook longer. Okay. I'm tempted to cover it because, no, I'm gonna cover it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Hello there, Tamo Delico. How are you? Welcome to our show. Oh, thanks for the emotes. Nom nom nom. And you mentioned too much flags. You understand Russian. These flags represent countries that viewers have tuned in from since our show started in December. And you asked about Russian. So, are you tuning in from Russia? Yeah. I love adding more countries to this banner. And last week we actually made a bread pocket that had Russian and German influence in it. We made runzas, which are eaten in the Midwestern states of the U.S., but they came from, they were brought to the U.S. by Russian Germans. So, yeah, we do a lot of cultural and cross-cultural cooking on this show, so welcome. Oh, you're from the Ukraine. Okay, so let's add the Ukraine flag to the banner. So next week when you tune in, we hope you join our show. You'll see your flag up there. And what are some popular dishes you eat in the Ukraine? Yeah, we would like to try cooking something from other countries. And hello again, Fibor. Welcome back. And you're just in time. We're almost about to plate our Matzo-crusted chicken. Okay. So before we do that, earlier in the show, we were cultivating kefir, which is a yogurt product made of kefir grains. It's quite popular in where is it popular? In Turkey. And you have to find somebody to donate the grains to you. Actually, on Facebook, there is a group of people who share these grains for free. You just have to help pay for the mailing costs, and they will send you the grains, and you can make your own kefir. So these grains, you have to find them from a donor. They're those bubbles that you see in there. Those bubbles. You have to find them from a donor. Add your milk, and it will cause after a few hours, it will cause your milk to thicken. It's actually only been a couple of hours, so it's still a bit milky, but don't worry, we have a backup plan. We have some that are ready made. Okay, so I had some made and I poured it out. So the texture, it's like yogurt. It's not like a thick, heavy yogurt. It's like a yogurt drink. It's just a really thick milk. Okay. So what we're gonna do is make a lassi. Lassi is a popular Indian dessert or Indian smoothie. We're gonna open some mango pulp. I got this at the Indian section of a supermarket. It's just pure mango with a little bit of sugar and some citric acid to keep it from spoiling, I guess. Okay. It's just pure mango. And we've got some more chicken cooking in the background, so I'll check on that shortly. I think that should be cooked by now. I'm actually going to turn it off and let it cook in its own heat. Okay. Then I don't have to worry about it. Okay. So here's the mango. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to grab a spoon. Okay. And we're just gonna add it to it. It's just yogurt and mango. Or you can get fresh mango and blend it. Is this a sweet kitchen or a hot kitchen? Ha! It's both. We have dessert and we have savory foods as well. Yeah. I just thought it'd be fun to show this, to show kefir on the show. And also, we have an Indian holiday too. That was on Friday called Vaisakhi. So this is an Indian treat. We have a Passover treat. Yeah. I'm wearing an Easter bunny. So we're mixing it up here. Okay. So these are overflowing. I might have too much of the yogurt. So let's mix it up. Let's see. Wow. So you can see some of the orange here. Yeah. Hi, Bravo Sierra 7. How are you? Welcome to Cook for Fun TV. What country are you tuning in from? You're just in time. We're about to plate and sample the food that we made today. Yeah. And what country are you tuning in from? My age. I've been asked that before, and I was asked a lot when the show started. So I'm actually ageless. It's on my channel page. I'm an ageless cyborg. Yeah. Yeah, age is just a number. Yeah. And thank you for the wishes, OMG Pete. How are you today? Happy Easter to you too. Yeah. So this is Lassie. It's just mango with yogurt, but instead of using yogurt, we used kefir, which is a very comparable dairy product with packed with probiotics. And thank you, Tema Delico. So I'm a home cook. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy eating. I'm not trained in any culinary arts. I cook for fun. I watch a lot of videos on cooking. I watch a lot of shows on cooking. I cook a lot. Yeah. I make mistakes. Sometimes I make mistakes. I try to fix the mistakes as well. Yeah. Simple. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get ready to plate. And I'm going to take out some of our nice, our signature cake stand that we always use to plate. Okay. Okay. And I'll need a chair for that. Okay. There we go. Now this chicken's doing. All right. Get that off. I keep the samples small on the show. Okay. I'm actually going to cut chicken strips first. I remember to take my photo. I'm going to... Thank you. I think anything with mango is yummy. This is wet. Yeah. I didn't add any extra sugar to the mango lassi. I just kept it natural because mango itself has enough sweetness. You can eat a mango fruit and be completely happy with it without thinking that you need more sugar to it. So I like to keep it natural. I'm gonna use my butter knife. Yeah, I'm gonna cut. Okay, I'll let you see it first. Cut the strips of chicken. I'm gonna do cross grain, so that it's easier to chew. And I've got my hands, I'm using my hands. Okay. I really love the texture of the matzo crust. It's nice and rustic. It's really thick. I could grind it finer by using a food processor or a mortar and pestle, but I wanted to keep the integrity of that ingredient and be able to taste it by being able to actually bite into it and get a sense of the original taste of that bread. Yeah, otherwise, if it were ground into a powder, it might not taste different from schnitzel. So we just wanted to make sure we get the original taste. Okay. Yeah, okay, I think that's good enough. I have 2 pieces in front of me. Yeah, the crisp is appetizing. And one thing too, I added these deep fried onions to it. This is an Indian topping. Yeah, so, and onions are always good. Last week when I showed the bag of onions on stream, Gunsmith said that Gunsmith could eat that whole bag of onions in one day. Onions are always good, so added that. Okay, I'm going to take a photo. Okay, and I won't eat everything on camera. I just never do. Okay, I know. The best way is to put it on and slide it off. Not the nicest way, but it works. All right. Okay. Let's put our lemon wedges. Oh, and we have to put a drizzle of honey too for Luco River. Just tidying up over here. Okay. Is that blocking you, that lemon wedge? The burnt side is facing you. There. Yeah. This one. And I'll put a drizzle of honey. What is my favorite fruit? I like mango a lot. I like persimmons. I'm sure there's more. Yeah. Persimmons is definitely up there. Figs are good, but I think I like persimmons. Yeah. How about you? What are your favorite fruits? Oh, cantaloupes. You love cantaloupes. Those are good too. Yeah, but I like most fruits. I like fruits that are ripe. My husband likes them when they're not ripe. Like I like very ripe bananas. I like right before it goes bad. I like it when the sweetness has come out. I don't like the fruits when they're tart, when they're on the sour side. I like the sweetness. Yeah. I'm going to get the honey. Honey, honey, honey. Where is it? Good question. Where's my honey? I think the honey might be over here. Uh-oh, I can't find the honey. Oh no. Honey, honey, honey. 1 second. Oh, I found it. It was hiding. The honey has crystallized, but I think I could carve out some. Okay. Yeah, this is not a holder for a knife. You can see that on camera. Hello, Borka7. How are you? Welcome to our show. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Yeah, we have quite an international mix today. We're making matzo-crusted chicken. So here's our honey. It's crystallized. It's not in liquid form. Yeah, but it will taste good even though it's in a solid form. Okay. Oh, you can see the mic. See the mic on camera. Hide it. And you can see this. You see the mess as well. Hide the mess. Okay. Okay. And we've got our mango lassi. Got 2 of them. Yum. Hi, Bluntman 418. How are you? Yeah, you're in time for the social eating section, or the sampling section of the show. And what country are you tuning in from, Bluntman? Oh, hold the wand. Are you referring to chopstick? I can show you. Thank you so much for your follow. Yeah. And welcome to our show. And if you have any viewers' requests, please let us know. Today's dish is a viewer's request, and so was last week's when we made runza bread, which has a Russian and German heritage. And next week we're making a Persian dish. What's the name of that dish? It involves chicken, pomegranate molasses, and more ingredients. Yeah. And I think walnuts, or walnuts. Okay, let me take my photo, then we're going to dig in. Always have to remember to take the photo. Thank you. Ghost Rider 420. Okay. I couldn't see the name of the follower on the screen, but I can see it on my phone, so thank you for following. Let us know what country you're tuning in from, Ghost Rider. Okay. I like to take this picture, and I can capture you on the screen too. I can. And Winston's in the screen too. Okay, I'll have him say hi before we dig in. Hi, honey. We were just looking for honey. We found some other honey. Okay, so you have a lot of friends here. Yeah. They are about to watch us eat. So just give them a little hello and then we're going to start. That's right, Fazanjan. That's right. Yeah, I forgot the name, but we're making that next week. Yeah, we bought all the ingredients, so we're all ready for that, and I'll be posting that on the channel page. It will be the same time. It's always 9 o'clock on Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time Zone, which is the same time zone as New York. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, and Tama Delico wanted a demonstration, I think, on how to hold the chopstick. So let's do it. Okay. Let's get a big set of chopsticks for demonstration purposes. Okay. So a lot of Persian dishes have walnuts and pomegranates. Okay. Okay. Let's dig in. These are really, really large. They're more for cooking with when your pot is big. Okay, before we start, I'm going to squeeze some lemon on it. Oh, and Luco River said you want to make pork chops right now. Yeah, this looks a lot like schnitzel, and schnitzel is always a hit. It always is. And when I made schnitzel in January, the chat room was active. I think viewers that had never spoken before, or even new viewers, just started typing in schnitzel. Like the whole screen said schnitzel for some time because it just got people excited. I think breaded or fried anything gets people excited. Fried stuff is tasty. Might not be the healthiest, but it definitely hits the spot. It looks very, very appetizing. But don't worry, once your ham is fully baked and out of the oven, you won't be thinking about pork. Yeah. Okay, so how do you hold chopsticks? So first thing that we normally do is tap it to get them straight. Just tap it, because otherwise, when I pick them up, they could be crooked. They could be just not I could pick them up and they're not in line. So you sort of do your tap and then you can hold them again, and now they're even. Okay, then how do I explain this? So look at the way my fingers are. So the bottom two fingers and the thumb, right? It's just holding it. So this part is just holding it, and it's keeping the chopstick steady. Okay. My other two fingers on top are the controlling fingers. So I'm holding that between my index and my middle finger, almost where you would hold a pencil. Pretty much. It's not too different from a pencil grasp. And see, it's just between the two fingers, the index and the middle finger, and my thumb. So there's three fingers. There's index, middle, and thumb, and those are controlling it. And this bottom one is just staying steady. Yeah. Shepherd's pie stream. Okay, you would like to see shepherd's pie. Let's do it. I once made shepherd's pie, and I substitute the beef with Jamaican beef patty filling beef, because I love Jamaican beef patties. That's one of my weaknesses. I have 3 brands of Jamaican beef patties in my freezer because I wanted to try the difference between the brands. I think I'll do a stream for patties too, just to show why one is yummier than the other one and how they compare. But I did that once. I made shepherd's pie with Jamaican beef patty filling. But let me do another version of shepherd's pie, maybe with sweet potato. I'll think of something because that's always a favorite. It's always a hit. Hello, Camel1022. How are you? I'm well. Thanks for tuning in. And what country are you tuning in from? Hope you're having a great day. Yes, I have smaller ones and you've seen me use them. I just wanted to take out the large pair for demonstration purpose, as Tama Delico asked for, to learn how to hold these. So I thought you can see it better because they're big. They're really, really big. So with my hand right now because I'm right in front of the camera. Yeah, but it takes practice, and I've been using chopsticks since I was a toddler. We had to practice by picking up rice grains. This is a lemon seed, right? My husband didn't grow up using chopsticks, so like his hands will cramp up after a while. Yeah. So, but the way I'm holding it is a proper way. Yeah, I'm holding it the proper way, and I'm not just boasting that. It's just that it's part of Asian etiquette and culture to know how to hold it the right way, and not everyone can. I've seen often the thumb grasp, I don't know, I've seen like that. So yeah, when you can hold it the right way, the elderlies will notice. They'll be like, that person knows how to hold chopsticks. So I'm holding it the right way. So you can rewatch this video and learn. Oh, you're a Middle Eastern troll. I wouldn't say you're a troll. You haven't done anything to troll our channel. You're from Syria. All right. And what are some foods that you that you eat there? Yeah, so we're making the Feisenjan next week, so that's exciting. I've never had that before. And I had to go out and buy pomegranate molasses, which I found yesterday, so that was good. I want to see someone bake a brother. Elmira. Bake a brother. What do you mean? Or learning to pick up rice, or safety pin. All right, so let's dig in. Okay, I'm gonna start with a middle piece. I have this feeling though, if it's overcooked, it'll be dry. Yeah. I have some honey on here. That was Luco River's suggestion to add honey butter. I didn't add butter, but I added honey. We have lemon squeezed on it. Mmm. 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 It's quite different from schnitzel. The cracker or the matzo bread is no longer crunchy. The oil from frying has softened up the cracker, so it's like it kind of tastes like popcorn. When popcorn has butter on it, it absorbs it and it's greasy, but it's still crunchy and greasy at the same time. That's what it tastes like. Kind of tastes like popcorn. And that's an idea. You could have popcorn crusted meat, or you can have cereal. I've heard of corn flakes. If you're in North America, corn flakes is a popular cereal made of corn. And I've seen that. Mm. I love it with the lemon. I'm gonna be honest, the lemon and the honey add flavor. Yeah. And I felt the same way too when I had schnitzel. You have to have something to dip in or some sort of a sauce to go with it. But the texture itself is really good. Yeah, it's different from pork. I found pork juicier. Maybe because chicken breast isn't usually a juicy piece of meat. If I had chicken, if I had dark meat, it would be really, really good. It's just that it would be hard to get a large piece of dark meat. I can probably make nuggets, little nuggets. I can get smaller pieces and fry them, but if I want a large slab of meat, I would need to use breast meat or maybe a part of a thigh. I'm personally a fan of dark meat. I like, during a Thanksgiving dinner, I go for the dark meat. I don't go for the breast meat. But it's good. Yeah. So I like juicy meat. But this is definitely good. And the matzo crust tastes like popcorn to me. Yeah. I have a funny story, Borka7. When I was 12, I had a friend over for dinner. We had Chinese noodles, and my friend isn't Chinese, and asked me if I could eat with a knife and fork rather than with chopsticks, so that she wouldn't be the only one at the table eating with a knife and fork. And I said, sure. And she made fun of me because when I was eating, I was pausing more. I was slow to pick up the noodles with my fork. I was like turning it awkwardly to spiral the noodle around my fork, and my friend just thought, she's like, you look like you can't eat with a fork. It was so funny. So it just goes to show that when you're used to something, something that might seem simple might it might be less familiar to someone else, but yeah. Yeah. So shawarma, I've had shawarma. Those are really, really delicious. Mactus, I've never tried. I have to look that up. I'm curious now, but Middle Eastern food is very, very tasty. Yeah, Mactus. Okay, I'll look that up. Is there a mod online, or can I post a link to the brother? You can post a food-related link for sure. Yeah. Thank you, Almaria. Thank you for offering to share. Nom nom nom. Thank you, Tamu. Thank you, bon appetit. Why monkeys always laugh at Tarzan? Oh, that's your joke. Why monkeys always laugh at Tarzan? I think monkeys are always laughing. I don't know the answer to that. Anyone want to guess? Yogurt, yogurt, yogurt. Goat yogurt. Is that the answer? Okay. Okay, I'll have to look at that link. Yeah, maybe I can see it right now if it's showing up. Okay, it'll take a while to load on my phone. It's a little, there is that lag I find with Twitch. Okay, eat another piece. And I'm gonna go to the yogurt because I yeah, I feel like having that. I like this smaller piece that I took a bite into because the meat is smaller and there's more crust. So I think it's important to flatten your chicken as much as possible. Then you get more of the crispy flavor and it's really nice and crunchy. Whereas the meat, for at least for chicken breast, it's drier, not as juicy. So I think for chicken breast, definitely flatten it out as much as possible. I didn't get as flat as I wanted to. With schnitzel, though, it was easier to flatten it because the pork loin is cut at a cross grain and the grains can just stretch out more when you flatten it out. Oh no! Camel's joke. Monkey laughed at Tarzan. Okay. Well, let's keep our comments related to food. I know that was a delay. It's a delay because I read it late, so it's not that the Twitch program is very delayed. Okay, now let me... I can't see Elmira's link because on the cell phone, it only loads the newer comments. So I'll go back into my Nightbot and take a look at that. Yeah, at your link. So that's the brother. Okay. I haven't had any moose. No, I haven't. But there are people in Canada that do hunt moose and eat moose. So my brother-in-law, every now and then he will apply for a moose hunting license, and he and his family or friends will go moose hunting. And yeah, I've never had it or done or tried that myself, either hunting or eating moose. Yeah, but people do it. Yes, there are moose in Canada. Yeah. Oh, Gunsmith is making pork chili verde for a party. Wow. I'm going to look that up. Chili. So that's green chili, right? I'm just sort of, I know verde, it sounds like a Latinized word for green. Yeah. 8 hours of slow cooking. Yum. Chilled ripe cantaloupe. Very sweet and great for hot. Okay, I like ripe. Yeah, anything ripe is good. Yeah, those are our emotes. Well, the Winston one is the dog one and the knife. Green chilies. Ah, yum, 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 yum. Okay, I'm going to finish this bite and then move on to the lassie. So if you're wondering about these large chopsticks, they're more for cooking when your pot is really, really large. But I'm just using it on the show just to demonstrate how to use the chopsticks and to show it on TV more closely. Oh, you're shredding 4 pounds of pork. So you're are you using a food processor and turning your pork into these little noodles? Do you have a meat grinder, or are you using, or is your meat partially frozen in order to get it to cut efficiently without sticking to the blades? My mom does that. She makes sure her meat is half frozen and then it goes right through the processor. Oh, okay. So it's pulled pork and you're shredding it. I got it. Okay. Yum. So you're pulling it. Yeah. Yum. Oh, you just finished the 8 hours. So it was an overnight slow cook. Yum. Oh. And what kind of seasoning did you use for the chili verde? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. That was for you. This one's for me. Okay. Let's try it. Mmm. It's because of this. Yummy, 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 yummy. Mr. Cook for Fun, come and get it. You're gonna like this. Okay. I think I used I didn't use very much. So you can see that most of the can is filled. I probably used only 15% of the can. And it's really, really flavorful. Oh, you really hate mango. Okay. If you hate mango, try another fruit that you like. You like cantaloupe. You can make puree cantaloupe and mix it with your yogurt or your kefir or strawberries or any fruit that you like. You hate mango. Okay. Well, if you ever get some mango, I'll eat the ones that you won't eat. I'll gladly eat them. Okay. So gunsmith cap, before adding the chili verde sauce to it. Mix of onions and garlic, Cabernet Sauvignon. What's that? Cabernet? That's wine! Wow, you added wine to it. Yummy. So it's got a really deep, sweet flavor to it. Yum. And the chili verde sauce. Okay. Is that just a bottle of hot sauce labeled chili verde? Like a green hot sauce? Onions go really, really well in the slow cooker. So normally I find that a lot of slow cooked sauces have a good balance between sweet and sour or something acidic. So I guess your chili verde, the peppers are... I find chili sauces normally have some like vinegar added to it. So does that have a bit of that acidity to it? I'm gonna look that up. I really like this though. I'm gonna finish this. Or enjoy it slowly. But that's what this is made of. It's made of kefir, which are these grains with milk added to it. And then over a few hours, the milk thickens. And then you can use it for your smoothies. So for this, I think this can was maybe $2, $2 or under $2. So that's a lot of mango in there. That's really a lot of mango. That's 850 grams of mango puree. This, well, the grains were free. I actually went on Kijiji and I looked up kefir grains. Some people sell it. They sell it for $5 for a tablespoon of the grains. And there was one lady offering it for free because it grows. After 2 weeks, it doubles in size and then it just keeps growing. And it's one of those things you're supposed to share. And so I drove around half an hour to pick up some of the grains. Then the lady added some milk to it. She asked me to bring my own jar. And so the milk, earlier on the show, I showed my milk. Okay, so this is approximately 1 1/3 liters, which is like 1 1/3 quarts, kind of, not really, of milk. So 3 of these milks are around $4 Canadian. That might be like $3.50 US. And so it's just a few cents of milk in there. So this would cost definitely under $1. But for the chicken, I got the chicken breast on sale. I think this is under $1 worth of chicken. I paid $8 for 3 pounds of chicken breast, and I think this is like a quarter of a pound. It's not that much. It's about a quarter of a pound. So it's under $1. It's around 70 cents approximately. And then this whole box was maybe $3. And I used, I guess there would be about 2 crackers in here, so just a few cents we're talking about. So I would say the drink and this piece of meat together is approximately between $2 and $3. Yeah, it's not expensive. But for all the chicken I made, I used about $3 to $4 worth of chicken and maybe $1 worth of ingredients. So not bad. And that feeds a lot of people. Ever had a ramen burger? I haven't had a ramen burger, but I have had a rice burger where the bun is made out of rice. Yeah, I had that in Hong Kong. Yeah. Have you tried it, the ramen burger? But I think it's great. All these new cooking ideas, for sure. It's just fun how people are making up new ideas, and especially when they're cross-cultural, like just learning from a dish from another culture and changing it up. Yeah, but ramen burger. So, that means the noodles would be crunchy. Yeah. So it would be a really crispy burger. That sounds good. Yeah, rather than a soft roll, it's like a crunchy bite with meat in the middle. Yum. It's really refreshing, and I've been talking a lot too, so it feels good to be gulping extra. Yeah, so let me know if you have any cooking ideas. I think there was mention of shepherd's pie. I think there was pancake mentioned. And next week we're also doing a viewer's request of the, I think it's fazenjan, which is a Persian dish. So that's exciting. Yeah. Oh, ramen burger is a popular food truck menu item. Interesting. Okay. You're very welcome, Tamo Delico. I like to share and help as much as I can. Yeah. Focaccia is your favorite. Wow, okay. Wow. Focaccia is good with a lot of things. You can have focaccia pizza as well. I don't know how to make that. To be honest, I'm not a very good bread maker. My father-in-law is very good at making bread. I've tried it many, many times. I can still make it, but can I make it good? I'm going to say I don't make bread very well, but I can still make it. But focaccia, I'll look that up to see if that's hard to make. Have you ever made focaccia, Kent? Or you buy it? I haven't seen someone make it before, but actually no, that's not true. One of my friends is taking a bread course in college, bread making course, and she made focaccia and posted it on Facebook. Wow, okay. And I often see focaccia bread with ingredients in it, like with olives in it or sun-dried tomatoes in it. So yeah, it's quite nice. You can make it flavorful. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not going to do any more sampling on the show. And before the rest of the day is over, I do want to wish you a wonderful weekend. Happy Easter, happy Passover, happy Visakhi, and a happy Sunday in general. And I look forward to seeing you on next week's show. Yeah, and if you ever have ideas, please share them with me on our Twitter page. You can feel free to post pictures. I'll be posting a photo of today's menu or the dish on our Twitter page. Yeah, and I look forward to sharing with you again. So enjoy your day, everyone. Take care. Okay. And maybe someone will say bye to you before we actually go. Hi, sweet. Hi. Okay. I know. It's so comfortable over there. Okay, you rest your legs. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Have a great day. Bye.